nomination. For a second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Oh, not opposed.
Do you want to, do you accept it?
I guess I'll try it again. I've done it in the past, so.
We just kind of railroaded Jim.
Yeah.
We have so many meetings that
Really
I really need a chairman, so I have somebody to talk to.
Okay, well, then I'll, need a motion or nomination for vice chair. Okay. Can I second that as chairman?
Mhm.
And I'll second that. All in favor? Any opposed? Then do you accept?
I do.
Okay. We don't have secretary or anything like that, so.
No, that's me.
Okay. Here, number 3. So we'll move on to item number 4, discussion of possible action regarding conditional use permit revocation for Maverick Recycling. This has come up before the commission on 2 other occasions, and I don't remember the gentleman's name, but we did make recommendations to him to clean up his place, the lot next door at Mr. Gray's property, and also to put some screening up around his property. On both occasions, he has failed to comply with those requests, and it looks like it's even getting a little worse than it was before. At the last meeting, he assured us that he would clean up the vehicles as soon as his son got out of school last summer, and that again hasn't happened. So now I see it's on the agenda again for possible discussion. So Cheryl, we'll turn the discussion over to you.
A brief timeline on what has happened, because you guys don't know what Ray and I have been doing behind the scenes here with this guy. In January of 2011, Tom Watson of Maverick Recycling submitted an application for a conditional use permit to allow for indoor recycling. The CUP was approved with the following conditions. All recycling activity must be conducted indoors or behind a screened area. Property was to be inspected annually to make sure that he was meeting those conditions, and if the property transferred to another person's name, the CUP was to become null and void. On February 20th, 2014, the CUP was reviewed by the Zoning Commission due to the numerous complaints about the appearance of the property. Mr. Watson at that time was granted a 90-day waiver to get the facility into compliance by planning and zoning. He was told at that time that if he did not comply, the CUP could be revoked until the work was completed. Mr. Watson met with me 4 days after that meeting and informed me that he was obtaining quotes to get the slats in place in the fence. I told him that that black plastic which he had on that back fence was insufficient for screening. It did not count. He needed to do either slats or a wood fence or block. He stated that he and Bunky Mestis were still having issues at that time. He met with me a month later and was in the same spot on the screening. He hadn't done anything, was still trying to get some bids. But he came in to complain to me about issues he was having with Bunky. He didn't really come to talk to me about his compliance issues. I sent code enforcement to inspect the neighborhood, and they reported back that at that time Mr. Watson was in compliance. Between January and September of 2014, Manager Alley made at least 3 personal visits to Mr. Watson to discuss the appearance of the property. Nothing changed. On May 6th of 2014, the Zoning Commission convened again to review for compliance. At that time, Mr. Watson was told he was still in non-compliance, and you guys didn't take any further action because you wanted to get some legal advice, because we didn't know exactly what we could do. I have since then discussed it with the city attorney, and Manager Alley was in on those conversations, and the council had an executive session with the city attorney. And that is where we're at. So I want to show you what Manager Alley and I found today. Okay, there's the original conditional use permit, which Mr. Watson submitted. Do you want me to read the description of activity, Ray?
If I may, the original conditional use permit, description of activity, glass, paper, metal recycling, all indoors with containers of different sizes with a fenced property, buying and selling of recycled, I can't even understand that word. Can't read it. Recyclables. So it was all indoor, glass, that light type of stuff, all to be conducted indoors. So I just had Sheriff prepare this PowerPoint. That started the whole thing years ago. So that's what we originally intended on, and this is what we came up with today.
Okay,
I'm gonna turn the lights off.
Okay.
Myself.
In this whole process of trying to get this cleaned up, the property next to Mr. Watson belongs to Jim Gray. So I also issued a citation to Mr. Gray because he has numerous broken down vehicles sitting on his property. So as you can see, there's still a bunch of vehicles sitting there. And Jim Gray he's working on getting them out. There is a dumpster sitting in front there, which is full of recyclables. There's a trailer, there's a broken down car in the, over
The forward, like
yeah,
on the
it
far
doesn't
left.
have anything in it. It's
Here's
sitting
the
in
car.
front of the building.
Trailer, dumpster, and another trailer on that side,
That's on the north side of the
north side.
highway.
North
Yes.
side. That's another picture of
There's
this.
a picture of that car. There's weeds. There, you can see there's no screening.
Mhm.
That's his attempt at screening. That's what he got done. But if you can look in the picture at the back, this is his black plastic bag, whatever it is. You can see it's all blown up, and this is all from here down on the fence is not screened. That black plastic is all rolled up. Maybe the last picture.
That was just the other one, looking back at the back of the property with the screen, you barely see it, but it's,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can see right through it.
There's see how the plastic's rolled up on that fence? Barely you can see it. There's a black line across there.
Yeah, I
That
remember.
lot have been cleaned off though. Whoever's lot that is, has been cleaned recently. They look good. So am I back at the beginning?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And then there's always the big trailer parked
Big
on.
trailer on the other side.
on the
I
other
thought I
side
had
of the highway.
there's two trailers on the other one.
Yeah.
Was there
Yeah.
another one?
That,
The south side had another big trailer on it as well.
the other trailer was nastier than the dumpster.
But it had a
It's an
registered,
open, it's like a chain link type fencing around the trailer.
it has a registered tag on it. So
Yeah,
it's a
Ray went and
registered
checked the
vehicle,
tag.
so it's current.
So staff's recommendation is that planning and zoning revoke the conditional use permit and forward the item to the council to make a final decision on.
Because I do
That's my
remember when he
recommendation.
came originally and we approved the conditional use permit, it was supposed to be inside. The lot next to it wasn't even in his business plan when he submitted it, so he shouldn't even be operating on Mr. Gray's property as part of his business. I'll just need a motion to recommend that we revoke his conditional
I
use
want
permit.
to ask one question. Will the council receive the same information that we've received?
Yes, they will.
Okay.
Is there any other discussion from the
I
commissioners?
went by there today, just before the meeting, and looked at it and saw the same thing, and I think, I agree with staff's recommendation, because they've been given so much time to come into compliance, and they failed to. I think we've given them more than enough time to.
I think one reason we have bent over backwards is because the city needs it. Holbrook needs this, but he hasn't done anything to comply with us, so I would have to agree with staff as well.
Is there a motion?
I'll move.
A second?
It's been moved and second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Can we add a condition to that motion
Sure.
to make sure that they get the property cleaned up? Is there any stipulation on the original permit that if they close their business, that they clean that property up so they don't just leave it the way it is?
No, that's just part of our code enforcement.
Okay,
We're
okay,
not-
so by revoking the permit, that forces them to clean
Because
it?
he now owns that property,
I don't
doesn't
think
he?
he's the owner.
He's not the
I
owner?
don't believe he's the owner.
He
Okay.
says he is, but I'm not real sure.
Okay.
Just like Jim Gray on the lot side, he's the owner, he's gonna have to
Clean it up.
comply.
Well, we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries that we will recommend revoking their conditional use permit to the city council. Okay, we'll move on to number 5. Discussion and possible action regarding changing the planning and zoning meeting and day and time. Chair?
Commissioner Larson asked that we could possibly look at changing the meeting day, because we meet on the third Thursday of the month, and that is his zoning commission meeting at the county. And so I told him I'd put the item on the agenda for you guys to discuss.
What is a good meeting night?
I was thinking possibly the first Thursday. Thursday nights seem to be good nights. Like Sheriff said, we have the county planning and zoning commission the same night. And it's a group of 15 people from all over the county that comes together for the county commission meeting. I figured it would be easier to move this meeting than it would the county meeting. And the second Thursday, I know the city has their council meetings the second week, and I know how hard it would be for them to have 2 meetings in 1 week to try to prepare for 2 meetings, so.
It would be
I would-
all right,
I
but
would-
if you met on the first meeting, then it would make it easier for me to take stuff to the council that you're recommending. If we met
Yeah.
on the first Thursday, then on that Tuesday, I could put that
So
item on.
I would
the
suggest the
agenda.
first Thursday, if that's all right with the.
And why are Thursdays better than Tuesdays?
Oh, and I don't care what day of the week it is.
The only thing I have is the first Wednesday and the second Tuesday and the second Thursday.
I have
I have
fire
meetings.
department meetings on Tuesdays and always have kids' things going on Wednesdays, and so Thursdays just work better for me. But if, it's
Cool with
Will
me.
that work for you?
Yeah,
Kim?
sure.
whatever works for you guys, it's not just me.
Right. Does that work for you?
Okay, so it's the first Thursday.
First Thursdays.
Same time?
I think this time is good.
Yeah.
Right after
5
work.
o'clock,
Jerry?
first Thursday.
Yeah, it's
Huh?
fine,
Do you
yeah.
need a motion or anything?
Yeah, go ahead and we'll need a motion to change the meeting night to the first Thursday.
I'll move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Anything else?
No. I will probably have a meeting though that first
First
Thursday of
Thursday.
April for the recommendation from the council of the new commissioner.
Okay, which would be April 2nd, I believe.
No, I don't have my calendar.
I think it's April 2nd.
Yes, it should be third, fourth, fifth. Yes, it should be the second. You're right.
Okay. 5:15.
Just Sundays.
Okay, number 6, adjournment.
Move.
That was easy.
Move to adjourn.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys being flexible on the schedule.
So
Yeah.